Well, we woke up to a round of nice snow this morning. It seems like for the first time this winter. So let's dive into some of those snowfall totals before we even get into the forecast. Looks like St. Mary's about 1.2 inches, Naples 1.6, Athol a whopping 2.5 inches. Similar story there in Coeur d'Alene at 2.4. You move to Hayden, 1.7, interestingly enough. Moscow, about an inch. All right, let's keep going here with this because it's kind of fun. Wenatchee, half an inch. Let's get to Ferry County. Republic looks like a trace. Davenport, a trace, which is very interesting. You move just a little bit over, you find yourself in Davenport. A trace, you make your way to Airway Heights. Over 2 inches of snow, it looks like, at the airport. Oh, officially, I'm going through these numbers live. They just came in. About 2.6. So then you get into Whitman County, Pullman, half an inch. And it is still coming down for some of you. So let's dive into it because we are under a KREM 2 weather impact alert. Sorry, I got something in my eye earlier today. It's tough to get out. We have more snow on the way. It's an interesting weather pattern that favors a whole lot of activity. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Is it okay if I walk over to the wall guys in the back? Cool. All right, because I want to show you a few things we have going on with our weather pattern because here is a big giant trough. We often talk about those atmospheric troughs and what they mean for us. This one means the cold. You can see all these they'll show up better when we look at satellite laid over with actual imagery and our radar and all of that. That'll all lay on together and it'll be more pronounced, but this is very indicative of cold air moving in. This is our steady stream of moisture. So we have a cold air injection and our steady stream of moisture, and this is a best case scenario for us to squeeze out any moisture. You're going, wait a minute, where's the storm? It's a great question. This is more of a stationary boundary that's just being fueled by the injection of cold. That cold air injection is what's taking care of that for us and giving us the snow. You want to see some impressive snowfall totals? Take a look at parts of southern Idaho. They've just been getting walloped. We've got more on the way. Places that saw less than an inch are likely going to see less than an inch out of our additional round of snow. You move into Spokane, maybe draw a line up into, say, Sandpoint and Bonners Ferry, about 2 to 4 on top of what we've seen. Or, wait a minute, is this storm total? I think this might be storm total. That's how I built this graphic. Been all over the place. Once again, when you get a piece of metal in your eye and you got to go get it pulled out, it doesn't feel great. 1 to 3 inches of snow in 4,000 feet and below. That's our winter weather advisory that runs through 10 a.m. tomorrow. 4 to 8 inches of snow above 4,000 feet. So that stretches from Ritzville through Spokane up into Sandpoint. Does include Coeur d'Alene, Hayden, and then off to the north, places like Athol, where we already saw 2.5 inches of snow. You're seeing even more. You get into your winter storm warnings, that's 5 to 8 inches of snow above 2,000 feet. We're looking at a decent amount of snow in those locations, about 1 to 4 below 2,000 feet in those winter storm warning areas. And that's as this storm just continues to deliver. Here's that same imagery, that same shot that we had with the big turn. Off the coast, see how it kind of looks honeycombed in the atmosphere with some of those clouds? You get dizzy looking at them. That's what's indicative of that there. So we have the cold, we have the moisture, that's our steady stream of moisture, and our storm is just the cold and the warm, moist air interacting. So how far north this band moves greatly influences how much snow each of us winds up seeing. I am fairly certain it's going to trek its way far enough north that we're more than doubling the snow we saw early this morning. I honestly believe that, and it's quickly moving in. Pullman, Moscow, already in it. Coeur d'Alene, you're starting to see a couple of stray snow showers. You get up over 4th of July Pass and into the Silver Valley. Snow's still coming down, and you're talking a decent amount of it. I'm really loving the way the snow is coming down. It will continue to fall, but notice the areas off to the north just aren't really in this band. Kind of remains the case. Really depends on how far north it moves tonight. Remember, 4 p.m., slides its way to the north, and overnight we'll see the heaviest snow out of this system. I really think, say, 9 p.m. to 1 to 2 a.m., we wind up seeing most of it, and then it starts to work its way out. As it falls apart, we will still see some snow showers coming down early tomorrow morning. I think if you get just east of Coeur d'Alene on Interstate 90, you'll wind up finding the snow. I think if you get even just north of Hayden, you're going to run into that snow making your way up to Sandpoint. Bonners Ferry, you stay in it a while longer. It looks like if you move into northeast Washington, snow's still coming down, but here in Spokane, it's done by the morning commute. However, I think it still impacts the morning commute, hence the weather impact alert. Scattered snow showers take us into tomorrow afternoon, most of those up in the mountains, and then it looks like a more widespread round of precipitation hits Wednesday night into Thursday. This one looks like it has potential to drop another inch of snow. Another inch as we wake up Thursday morning, and then a few scattered snow showers take us from Thursday into Friday, and then Friday seems like it's the break in this system. That's really the only break we get as our active weather pattern holds pretty strong. Seriously, Friday, I think we wind up seeing partly cloudy skies. Might even see a little bit of sun the next few days around this snow, but it really depends on where that snow is and who sees it. 1 to 3 on top of what we've already seen. That's tonight. We're forgetting what we saw this morning with this map. Put it together and I said, let's just focus on what is to come. Another 1 to 3 in Spokane, 1 to 2 in Deer Park, 2 to 4 up in Sandpoint, and 2 to 5 in Coeur d'Alene. Look at this. Moscow, another 4 to 7, 3 to 6 in Pullman, 8 to 10 over Lookout Pass. Ritzville, another 1 to 2. Once again, you get out to Dayton, less than an inch. Grand Coulee, less than an inch. Moses Lake, less than an inch. Snoqualmie, Stevens, you'll squeeze out a little bit, but that's just because you're Snoqualmie and Stevens Pass. You always squeeze out more than you should. That takes us into about 10 a.m. tomorrow when everything moves out. Then we catch that break, and then we are expecting more snow Thursday. But the big story here is how much we wind up cooling down. Seriously. It stays cold all next week and even the week thereafter. So it looks like February is the winter that we have been waiting for. Remember that whole, oh yes, it is going to be a La Nina winter. Sometimes those winters just don't deliver, and our La Nina didn't set up until about a couple of weeks ago. So we are finally now making it officially into the La Nina pattern. So colder, wetter weather is in the forecast, and if you look at the 7-day, it says such. Tomorrow, 27 degrees, morning snow, but I think we wind up seeing a couple of peaks of sun by the afternoon, and I really think most of that snow is done before the sun comes up. Thursday, an early morning round of snow. I put us a little bit warmer Thursday because with the snow moving in, I think we stay warmer overnight. Similar story tonight heading into tomorrow. So because our nights stay a little bit warmer, I bumped all of our daytime highs up a few degrees. Friday winds up being likely our coldest morning we've seen so far this winter, an afternoon high up near 30 degrees. And then over the weekend, a nice chance of snow each day. And that takes us into next week. Those temperatures just wind up trending a little bit cooler, but not as cold as I thought yesterday, just because we have so much more moisture in the forecast. So by the end of the week, it's pretty likely that we'll see somewhere between 3 and 5 inches of snow on the ground in Spokane, and hang on to it with our temperatures staying below freezing.